because I like that. But I do like these questions. Feel free to join us. Thanks for the follow, man.
G?
But say what?
G?
Yes, what happened?
My microphone has been muted the entire time.
That's
The
what I
entire
was
time.
figuring.
Yeah.
But they could hear me. No, they couldn't hear me because I go through your microphone.
Yeah, no, they couldn't.
It's just been a Minecraft stream.
It's just been a silent Minecraft stream. Yeah, it's just the stupid PlayStation controller. There shouldn't be a mute button on the controller. All right.
It is a pretty loaded question. Fanny, if you wanted to talk more about this next stream, I could see if Bibleman and Strategic Freak wanted to hop into the voice chat with me and give their own thoughts. And honestly, maybe if we do like next Thursday, take a break from reading and just do like a Q&A.
Okay, we can do that.
If that's what y'all want to do, it's completely up to you. I don't want to put that pressure on Bibleman and Strategic Freak because I know people have lives. He says he's down. So.
All right. I'm here for a Q&A.
Absolutely. If you have, ask all the questions away. Like I said, only if you're comfortable with us saying that we don't know. Because that could happen.
Right, or if I give you like a half-baked answer and say, you know what, this is going to be my answer for right now, but I'm going to do a little bit more looking into it later.
Yeah. And both sides could do their research.
Right.
Throw anything you want. Glad you're here.
Honestly, I feel like my nihilism answer, which no one heard because my microphone was muted, was a little half-baked.
They heard it on my stream.
Yeah, it was a little half-baked, and I feel like I probably could do better, but, that's just, like, what I had off the top of my head, so.
So, to your point, I am not God. So, you saying that we serve an omnipotent God, God does give us knowledge, but to be completely honest, if he gave us all the knowledge of everything in the entire universe, my head would explode. But just to answer your question, I am not God, so that's why I do not know. But it's not of like, I don't know, next question. It's going to be, I don't know, let me figure that out for you.
What's the question?
They only said my problem with you saying that you don't know is if you serve an omnipotent God, then why wouldn't you know?
Oh, yeah. A good point that I like to bring up is we can take a look at a bunch of like modern science that we have today, and we can kind of like look back to the Old Testament and see that like they either had like scraps of concepts of it, or they just flat out would not understand what we know today. And I like to think, if we're looking back at them and we're going, ha, you didn't know that, what are people in 2,000 years from now gonna like be looking at us going, ha, you didn't understand that, idiots? Like, that would be my answer. Is we gotta kind of figure it out on our own.
God gave us all of the
tools.
Yeah, God gave us all of the tools to answer questions. What do you mean by the Old Testament answers a lot of questions wrong? Yeah, I like Bibleman's what he said about I think it's neat that we don't know. That gives us the opportunity to learn more about him.
I would have. Oh, sorry.
He said, personally, if I knew everything, I find that kind of boring. I completely agree with that.
That's true. What specifically in the Old Testament are you saying? Like it got it wrong?
Well, how are you sure that the Earth and the universe, for that matter, was made in a week?
I don't believe it was.
but I say there's differing theories on that. I will say that, in my opinion, the main purpose of the Bible is to show us what Jesus has done. And
Correct.
I think I've talked about this with Sir Jesus Freak and Bible Man, but like there is such thing as like primary issues, secondary issues, and tertiary issues. I believe that the like making of things in a week is a secondary, maybe even a tertiary issue. Just it's not pertinent to your salvation. Yeah, Sir Jesus Freak doesn't believe it was made in a week, and I gotta be honest. Somebody challenged me about that, and I'm still rattling that in my brain. So, yeah.
I've actually got.
I believe Ultra doesn't also believe it wasn't made in a week either. So
no, I've got a lot to say on this actually. So I don't believe it was made in a week. I tend to believe pretty much everything that evolution says happened, like the Hadean era and all of that. But it was God who was pulling the strings to make all of that happen, because nothing happens for no reason. And just the way that everything is so perfect, like I forget what it's called, but it basically like the sweet spots. We have so many like perfect sweet spots. Our Earth is the correct size. It's in the correct distance from the sun. All of this, right, where it's just absolutely perfect. So I would say absolutely God created it. But I do believe he used the natural processes to create it. And I'd also like to point out that several early church fathers, including St. Augustine, who's probably one of the most famous, didn't even believe that the earth was created in a week. The Bible is not a science textbook.
Right. That's a great statement. We don't need to look in the Bible for science, because it's not a science textbook. The main point of the Bible is to tell us about Jesus and how his life, I guess some historical context to Jesus' life as well.
Right, how we should live our lives. Yeah. I will say though, if you look in the Bible, you will.
No.
Sorry?
You can say science. That's totally fine. Science backs up the Bible a lot.
Yes.
So does history.
Yes.
It's not saying no science. It's more saying don't look in the Bible for scientific proof.
Right. It's not like, what I mean by it's not a science textbook is like, it's not going to say, and God specifically did this to create this and used this process, and by which that did that. Because, well, first of all, if he were to do that, how would the people of that time understand what the hell? We assume it's Moses who wrote Genesis. We're pretty sure it's Moses who wrote Genesis. People would be like, Moses, what the hell are you talking about? A particle? What? Like, particle, atom, in and of itself would blow their minds. Again, we have to...
So, to your point, I'm sorry, they've put another question in there.
Okay.
You might want to re-chat. You might want to log into my chat.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and switch over.
It's not saying that there is no scientific proof. It's just saying if you want scientific proof, you need to look elsewhere.
You need to use science.
Deeper, more into the science and not the Bible. The Bible is a good reference, and you could actually like go to the Bible and like, oh, this historically happened because this, and I can back it up with science like this. But it's not. You're not going to read and then God created the atom with protons and neutrons and
right.
all this other stuff, because it's not what the Bible's purpose.
Right, and how would people of that time understand that? Because again, atoms were discovered in what, like the 1900s, the early 1900s, somewhere around there. You know what? Let's Google this.
Yeah.
Let's Google this real quick, because this is really going to add on to my point here.
Member of this stream.
Yes. When were atoms discovered? Okay, sorry, I was off a little bit. It's going to be 1804. It was discovered by John Dalton in 1804. So, again, these were written in the BC times, so they would have no clue what an atom is. So there's no point in even mentioning atoms, because how long would the Bible be if if God had to explain to people who like barely understood like good irrigation and all of that? Like, okay, so this is an atom. It's this microscopic part, like I was about to say molecule, but a molecule is atoms, but atoms together. But uh, yeah, just imagine how long the Bible would be if God had to explain every scientific detail along the way. It's not. It doesn't help the story. You're getting bogged down in the details. The Bible would become the Silmarillion from Lord of the Rings, where we'd have to go to
And
the
also,
index.
To add to that point, I believe that God gave us intelligence for us to dive deep into the science in order to learn about the world that He has made.
Correct. Yes, and good point there, Bible man. Yeah, that's 3,000 plus years after Genesis. So pretty big time gap. A lot of knowledge acquired during that time. Oh no, I had. Did I already mention that a lot of the early church apologists also did not believe in a strict 7-day creation thing, and that it was probably over time? Because I feel like that's pretty important. Like the whole strict 7 days, like answers in Genesis stuff, is more modern compared to like older church thinking, which I think is very curious, isn't it? That like Augustine was saying, oh yeah, no, it's probably not a literal 7-day week, but like somewhere along the way, some people are coming up with that. Kind of interesting.
Okay, I will say I think I might have to end stream here because I got a little bit of things I need to do tonight. But I really enjoy these questions. I keep wanting to reiterate, Fenrir, that like come and challenge, because that's what this is all about.
Yeah, this is a fun
joining.
stream.
Thank you for the follow. I hope to see you in the future on these Thursday Bible studies. And yeah, do you have any more points, Ultra?
I don't think so. I probably did, but I don't remember them now. So we can get it in the next one.
All right. Yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. Remember to go forth and fight with honor, and I will catch you in the next one. See you, and God bless.
God bless. Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to Yellow. Thank you to G for being here with me. And thank you to anyone who may have watched and didn't chat with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you to the YouTube crowd who's going to like and subscribe.
I will go ahead and order.
Huh?
Oh, you can. I'm so sorry, Ultra. I meant to mute my mic.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. I was just really confused there for a second. Yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Also, G, I know you got your mic muted, but if you could find a way to send me this episode, since I royally fucked it up, I would really appreciate it. But yeah, bye-bye.